I hate being sick. At least we're built tough. I think this is like my fourth or fifth time getting COVID. It's
I only
annoying,
got
but
it
I mean,
once.
nothing to die for.
Yeah, we are live now.
Still nothing to.
Well,
I
no.
take nothing back. Let's see. I tried out the Wilds update. Yeah, it's alright. I got bored pretty fast again. I don't know, man. They're gonna do something that really hits. Like,
We've got to find something to play.
your update should at least provide a week of busy time. It shouldn't be like play a day or two and you're already tired of it.
Dude,
I'm surprised you had.
that was my point, dude. Is it's just not giving any stability, or sustainability with the gameplay.
I know. And the thing is, already the hunts are mad, but like, give me some freaking options, man. Like, why are you keep putting out new stuff and none of it's worth my time, really? It's like, you know what? I took like one piece out of two whole armor sets. I took one piece and said, that's a nice waist piece. But I want to try something different. Like, put out some new flipping. I don't know. Like, they got this razor sharpening. They got this effect you get for your weapon. It's useless for everything but range. Now, range has got some new options. I will change that. Range, you play ranged, you got a decent option with the blade honing thing they put in. Other than that, it's useless to 90% of melee. The armor's so-so. I mean, it does decent elemental, but then elemental sucks in wild, so...
Yeah, you told me about that.
So
Glad
it's
I
like...
didn't waste my money on that game.
I got the money. I got my money's worth out of it when I first played it. It was a great playthrough, all the way through the first set of content.
Oh yeah,
And maybe if this had all came out together, it wouldn't be that bad. But the little add-ons have been so mid because they almost. Here's the best way to put it: each Wilds update has almost been on point. Like they had a right idea, but they just didn't have the balls to take that extra step to make it like, okay, yeah, like they put in Akuma. The fist fighting thing was okay, but it doesn't really work well enough that you don't do it as a novelty a couple of times and then you stop. And I'm like, it's Akuma, Street Fighter, it's your special event. Have the balls, let it hit a little harder. Let it hit a little harder. Stop being such a pussy. Let it actually do something. Then they put out a new sword, Mitsutsune, my favorite monster because I love Mitsutsune's combat music. Armor, trash. Weapon, trash. And you're like, come on, man. It's Monster Hunter. I want to beat up monsters. Give me new stuff to beat up monsters with. That's all I'm saying. I'm to the point now I'm back to trying switch axe. I done tried dang near every weapon in the game, almost. Well, no, that's not true. I've tried about half of them. But here's the problem. It's not even interesting enough when I switch weapons to play for long. It's like, okay, that's alright. They need to put something out and shake it up. They need to stop being so scared. They put out a new ability. It looked like it had a lot of potential. It's got a freaking 30-second cooldown, but it only lasts 20 seconds. If you get the full set, it's 30. So it only works 50% of the time, right? That's not useful. It's not useful. 50% of the time, long ass cooldowns. Everybody I know said the same thing. Why do you keep putting these big cooldowns on stuff? Stop putting out abilities and then putting on massive cooldowns. Especially because here's what happens. Top tier players don't fight monsters long enough that they want a 30-second plus cooldown. They're killing monsters in 2 and 3 minutes, man. 30-second cooldown, useless to them. And then for the rest of us, we're not great at taking advantage of that window. I might get the ability up, get knocked around for the next 20 seconds. Don't even barely get to do anything with the bonus. And then next thing I know, 30-second cooldown. So it serves no one. Just put it in the game, dude. Just put it in there and let it be cool. Stop freaking out and worrying about, well, what if it becomes a meta? There already is a meta. It's the same dang meta. It's cheap as heck. I watched a video today of a guy built a build where he can put his controller down on the desktop and the monster can't kill him. If that's in your game, then what are you so scared of? If you can literally become immortal, and he's been making a video every update. He keeps making new immortal builds. If there's a build that I can go put on where I'm impossible to kill, why are you worried about if my Akuma punch hits too hard? You know what I'm saying? You get my logic? I mean, your game can't be hard if you can become immortal. It can't be hard if you can become immortal. So why don't you just let people beat the snot out of monsters? You're not Dark Souls. Stop trying to be. Just let us beat monsters to death and style on their ass and there we go. Because I want Xeno to play again, and if you don't make Dual Blades better, you'll never play any more Wilds.
It's not just that, though. I mean, like I said, dude, the game, like you mentioned even, the gameplay is repetitive. I don't really feel challenged usually playing the game. It's just whether or not I hit the button at the right time, you know, when something sparked or, you know, I mean, I don't know, man. It doesn't have the variety and the meat that I really want in a game.
There's no excitement. Like I said, I'm gonna stand by this, man. We need Wild Hearts too. Wild Hearts was fun.
Yes.
I mean, I got frustrated. The last few challenges they put out were crazy hard. They got on my nerves. But up to that point, I was enjoying the heck out of my fights with monsters. Over and over and over. I enjoyed each battle because I could go in the fight a whole different way. And that's
do you know what we're not going to get a second version of?
What?
Outriders.
True. We should also probably do an intro.
All right, yeah. Let's get started. I mean, dude, you had some good meat with the whole Monster Hunter thing. I didn't want to stop you, you know. So, but
on a COVID roll,
I'm full of COVID. I might pass out any minute.
All right,
see you fade off the screen.
Welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with COVID.
Very sick Q. COVID Q.
COVID Q, and we got Bloodaxe.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, let's get started. So, yeah, you mentioned Outriders 2. I mean, yeah, man. So, apparently, and I don't know if this is fully confirmed or because I've seen a couple places where it mentions this as to be rumor. But there was a couple of games canceled by this team, and Outriders 2 was one of them. And you just mentioned earlier, you know, Wild Hunts or whatever, not Wild Hearts, but
Wild Hearts.
Yeah, Wild Hearts. And what is it with people? Okay, I'll be honest. Outriders 1 didn't really hit hard. It missed in spots. But it was an interesting new franchise that could have gone somewhere.
It was the first game.
But yeah.
The first game.
Yeah, and Xeno, you know, you're right. The premise of the game was pretty cool as a looter shooter. You know, it's not going to compete with Borderlands from a looter shooter perspective, but it had its issues, it has problems, it has bugs. I mean, how long do we try to farm till I can get that bloody mask? And they finally fixed the bug with it. But it had a good foundation to make the second game significantly better. And this was a game that, while repetitive, like you're talking about Monster Hunter, the repetition wasn't to the point to where it was boring. We actually enjoyed the fights. We enjoyed some of the different builds. Hell, I switched a lot.
Me and Bloodaxe played a lot. We played a lot out. And I will say this, the DLC fixed the end game. We enjoyed that end game a lot more after the DLC update. And that's my thing. Because you say it can't compete with Borderlands. I'll keep this short. You know, so you can jump back in. But you say it can't compete with Borderlands, but it's like which Borderlands you're talking about. Because, yeah, it can't compete with 3. It's the third game. They perfected the art. But me and Bloodaxe have played 1 and 2 not too long ago. And if I had to choose whether to play Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, or play Outriders, I'd rather play Outriders. I'll be honest. I love Borderlands 2 as a story, but once you've seen the story, the end game was terrible. I'll admit it. There wasn't a lot to do after we completed the story and the add-ons. I didn't want to just keep going in that special little, you know the one I'm talking about, Bloodaxe, the little event, the little go off and Tannis and that sucked. Whereas in Outriders, I enjoyed every character I had. I had a tech and a pyro. I altered my power around, had a good time. Bloodaxe got his groove with his tech and made the tankiest tech I seen. You know what I'm saying? He was tank boy. And if Zeno had came back, I think he would have enjoyed what they'd done with his class, with the
Yeah, I
DLC.
mean, they had some issues with crossplay. That was one of the reasons why I didn't play as much with you guys. Is I'd get booted a lot
Yeah, it
when
was
doing
bad.
crossplay. But I mean, I played the game a good bit. I mean, I beat the game. I did a lot of farming on the game and their little end game, which honestly I think was kept my attention better than Monster Hunter Wilds. So,
So let me ask a question. So people can fly cancel 2 games, but they're also involved with E-Day for Gears. Do you think they're moving more staff to E-Day because it's supposed to be a
That's been
bigger
the claim.
property?
That's been the claim. But
Is
my
that the
whole
claim?
thing is this. You don't have to cancel a game to do that. You can move staff to do E-Day and then go back. But they didn't put these games on pause, they canceled them. And that's
And that's
way different.
unfortunate.
Canceled is we're not doing this crap anymore. So to me, Outriders is dead.
Outriders was a fun game, and while it was frustrating, I had more videos of this game than I think we do anything else except for maybe Grounded on our channel when I used to actually do gaming videos because it was a fun game to play, and it was even more fun when you had other people with you because you could do stuff solo, but it was more fun as a group looter shooter. And hopefully they'll pick it back up at some point after E-Day comes out, and hopefully E-Day is a success, and they want to build on the success with Outriders 2. But if they don't, then that just they were going in the right direction in co-op games, but now they're shelving it for something else. So hopefully E-Day will be better because of it. But I would really like if they came back around and revisited Outriders 2 because they were starting something good, something fun, and I think we all three had our enjoyments with it, even though it has problems.
Well, a perfect example. This one should hit Zeno because he's going. It should feel like really strong about this one with me. Is like, what if they had not made Remnant 2? Like, what if they had just said we made one game and did all right, we're done. Remnant 2 was one of the funnest experiences I've had as well, and it's because they made a second flipping game, and it's vastly more fun to me than the first game. And I like the first game. And there's some things that were better in the first game. I like the mapping and the size of the maps and the more open world feel that the first game had. But gameplay, options, builds, all that were vastly improved. The loop was amazing. Just the loop. And this is a game that is not perfect, but I look forward to the next one. And I say it's not perfect because I'm pretty sure Zeno will agree with me on this too, though. Past the first DLC.
yeah. I mean,
That first DLC was good. That first DLC was good.
Yeah.
But man, did it drop off after the first
But
DLC.
yeah, I will say after playing 2 for a while, I did go and get 1 because I mean I could get it for a few bucks. So I ended up getting 1, and
I played 1 also.
it was rough. It was rough. I was like,
Dude,
yeah,
I played 1. I got the DLC. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying is that these people need to realize that game 1 is your foundation in which you build your better game on top of. You got to let them do it. And there's some games because, like I said, to me, Wild Hearts was a really good monster hunting game entry. It had nowhere to go but up. Like I compare it to other first games that I really enjoyed the second game of, and it's one of the best first games I played. Like to say the first one they made, they got to stop doing that, man. They got to let the game at least get 2, unless it bombed.
Well,
if it bombed,
the thing is the game didn't bomb though. I mean, I don't think Outriders bombed. I
No,
don't think
it didn't.
Wild Hearts bombed. They just compared them to much bigger games in the genres that they were in, and said, "Oh, well, Wild Hearts didn't do as well as Monster Hunter." Yeah, well, Monster Hunter has 14, 15 games.
Okay, this is weird. apparently Outriders got over 3.5 million players in its first month and was the third best-selling game in the U.S. based on dollar sales between February 28th and April 3rd. But they got no royalties from Square Enix, and thus it's believed that it did not recoup its cost. I think Square Enix just screwed them because, I mean, that sounds like a pretty good amount of players, 3.5 million. And you were third best-selling game for a while. But no, apparently, maybe, no. Yeah, they received no royalties. They did not get paid for that game. Square Enix did not give them any royalties for Outriders. How much of that is the game bombed, or how much of that is they got screwed by Square Enix sideways? That's actually really interesting. I did not know that.
I mean, we don't know how much it costs to make the game. Could have been poor investment. But like I said, that if the game did that well, and you could try to monopolize off of Outriders 2, it doesn't make sense to just give up on it. And I don't know.
Anyway, when I saw that,
so you're talking about Wild Hearts that sold that, or Outriders?
No, it's about Outriders.
Okay.
I looked up Outriders. 3.5 million seems like they're pretty good. I don't know why Square didn't pay them any money.
Well, it was also on Game Pass as well, but 3.5 million on. I'm assuming looking at that at the Steam store. That's sales.
But it was still number 3 in sales for a few days, which is not bad.
So you probably have several million people on Xbox that were playing it on Game Pass that didn't purchase it. So the audience was there.
Small, so they shouldn't have cost that. There may be a screw over there that we didn't catch, huh? That nobody caught, because I don't remember hearing a lot about this. I'm now wondering if People Could Fly got screwed over by
Square Enix.
By Square, real bad, real bad, huh?
Well, I never had.
I'll look more into that. We'll come back around. Well, I mean, that's not the worst thing Microsoft's been up to, though. I mean,
they've been canning everybody.
Yeah, Microsoft, their People Can Fly ain't the only ones that's getting hosed.
Dude, Microsoft. That is a can of worms there. I guess we'll jump into that one now. Let's see. Here we go. All the Xbox games canceled and studios closed, and Microsoft's mass layoffs. Now this one got me because they mentioned, like, one of the games they mentioned, like I think it was Blackbird, was like a highly internally praised game. They said, like, execs had played the game. They had to pull the controllers out of their hands. Now, how much that's coming out their ass, but I mean, apparently a lot of work had gone into this game, and these execs were like, this game's awesome. And then all of a sudden, they're canceling all these games, and it's just like so many projects mid-development is shocking. So
but you also
Raven Software has been which they were did part of the Call of Duty stuff. They co-developed Black Ops 6. Turn 10 Studios, which is the Forza Motorsport developer, has reportedly hit significantly by the cut, so they're still around.
At least they survived in some form.
Yeah. Rare and Everwild, British developer Rare, was affected by the layoffs too, with the studio's upcoming game Everwild being canceled.
Oh, they've been talking about Everwild for a while. That was a big hyped game.
Yeah.
In some circles, mind you, but still. Like, man, they were ooh ah
Yeah, I mean,
yee.
the game was announced in 2019 and has been in development for reportedly 10 years.
It's already upgraded. They already updated the Wikipedia. It is a canceled action adventure video game developed by Rare. Wow, they
A
move
new
quick.
MMO
Okay.
from the Elder Scrolls Online. This is the Blackbird. Was said to be canceled. It had been reportedly
You
in
mentioned Perfect
development
Dark,
since
right?
2018, and I think it was roadmap to be released for 2028.
Did you mention Perfect Dark? I don't know if I
That's
caught that.
next. Perfect Dark and The Initiative, one of Microsoft's newest studios. The Initiative is closing up shop, and its first game, a new Perfect Dark, has been canceled.
Everybody was looking
As you
forward
see
to
the
Perfect
eyebrow
Dark.
raise about Perfect Dark, that was one of the ones that got contentious. You remember that's one of the games where they decided to make the main heroine look more realistic to modern standards. And apparently that caused a big hissy fit. Personally, I didn't think the original character looked that hot in any way, but there was a back and forth, and now the game's canceled. I just find it amusing that that seems to be the fate that occurs. You decide you want to do something different, and then people go, nah, kinfolk. We don't want different.
Yeah.
We want what we want.
Apparently, High
And
Moon
then,
Studios, another one of those longtime Call of Duty co-developers, was also hit.
oh, there's a topic I didn't get to bring up. Oh, after this, I gotta tell y'all something about Call of Duty that y'all gonna find hard to believe. You gonna want to grab some
Sledgehammer
screenshots.
Games, which is another Call of Duty co-developer, was hit.
And when I tell you what Call of Duty did, you'll understand.
And then Blizzard has announced that Warcraft Rumble support will not continue in its current form. Halo Studios, the wide-ranging Xbox layoffs this week also affected Halo Studios, development team formerly known as 343 Industries. And then Romero Games, which has been back and forth that his thing was canceled, but then they say it may exist in some form still. I'm not sure, but this was another weird one that hit, because he'd been working on this game and sort of hyping this unnamed title for a while, and now apparently his stuff's been canceled. Because as Romero Games said years ago when its new FPS was announced that it was working with a major publisher and Microsoft would fit the bill, so maybe he's still able to work on it, I don't know, but just not with Microsoft's backing.
Well, I guess it depends on if they own the property or not. Does he work for them?
Yeah. But I mean,
So-
everybody was interested to see what John Romero was going to come out with because, I mean, creator of Doom, the original Doom.
Apparently, Microsoft said, nah, kinfolk, none of that.
Well, I mean, look what happened to the guy from Castlevania. He decided he'd branch off and went and did Bloodstained. It's
True.
Castlevania-esque, but and it was successful to where now they're making a second one. So maybe if he branches off, he'll have a Doom-like game that'll play that's more of a Doom game than Doom Dark Ages.
Well,
But I
out
mean,
of all those
all these
terminations-
layoffs apparently affect over about 9,000 people. Which
That
is
sucks.
Massive.
That really sucks.
So here's the thing. For the Call of Duty, that's the ones that I can't shed too many tears over, maybe, because I was hanging out with the guys last night online, and I found out about the last two updates they did to Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Oh.
You know, the one we were playing, Zeno?
Mm-hmm.
They decided to add some very interesting characters to it. You should see them in the chat, right?
I can't see the chat because I've got all this other stuff up.
Well, it's hilarious in the fact that they thought this would go over well.
They basically went full Fortnite. They put in Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, wow.
In the Call of Duty Black Ops. And no, I mean, they look like Beavis and Butthead and several other characters from the Beavis and Butthead show. Yeah, worse, like when I was telling the guys last night about it, they were like, dude, did you see the one before that? What? They go, it was American Dad. I was like, are you serious? Then I looked it up and found out apparently, yes. Before that, it was literally American Dad. So they went full Fortnite with Black Ops 6. They went full Fortnite, buddy. It's a cartoon. It's literally a cartoon. Call of Duty Black Ops has gone full ridiculous ass cartoon mode. I was fairly stunned by just the stupidity of that going like, wait, I understand that crap in the kids' games, Roblox, Fortnite. There really isn't any other game that's just dumb as Fortnite. So Fortnite. But I never thought a Call of Duty game would do that. It's like I said, it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I just found, the
you see it
Beavis
now,
and Butthead event. Wow.
Get that messed up?
Well, it just shows that, like, they're not even trying. Plus, you can't beat Fortnite at being Fortnite, so the sheer stupidity also.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. I mean, to my understanding, people who play Call of Duty do not play Call of Duty for that, Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Call of Duty Black Ops is a fairly, I thought, serious game, and that at least you didn't want to run around as a cartoon character. Worst of all, Beavis and Butthead. We're about the only people that know who that is. Like, my son does not know who Beavis and Butthead are. Neither does his brother. Like, that's from the MTV generation. But I don't want to play as Beavis and Butthead either, because most of the people from that age that also play Call of Duty don't want to play as Beavis and Butthead. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Flynn in the chat room says Call of Duty's always been a more serious game in style. Why make it cartoony? Is it a paid skin? So it was an event.
It's one of the bundles.
So as you played, you could unlock some of the stuff, but then there's also the premium version where you pay to get even more of it.
Did you pop it up for them to see it?
What's that?
I can't tell what you got up. Did you show it to them?
I mean, I had it up for a second.
Oh yeah, all right. I just want to see how bad it looked. I want people to actually get an eye on it. It looked awful. Like I was horrified when I saw it, because it is just straight cartoon characters running around in what used to be a war game simulator shooter, and I'm just like, wow. Strategically, it's a terrible idea. You're going to stand out like a sore thumb. You're not going to sneak up on anybody. It'd be easy to shoot, but I mean, how do you take yourself serious? You're running around, man. You're playing Call of Duty. You're shooting at guys. You turn around. You see Beavis. I'm just going to log out. I'm just going to go, all right, guys, I guess that's about it there. I guess I'll call it there. You guys have fun with whatever the hell this is. I'm going to go play Gears with Bloodaxe. Because, it's not going to happen. At least, I hope not. I don't know. Because Microsoft does effectively own Call of Duty, and they let this happen. Hopefully, we won't turn around in Gears, and we just turn around and you just see like Homer Simpson standing there, and you're just like,
Oh, the hell with that! No. It already got weird with some of the stupid emotes. I mean, that you don't need that shit in Gears. You don't need that in Call of Duty. Put it in Fortnite, put it in Overwatch, but don't bring that stuff over into the games that actually hardcore gamers want to enjoy. That's ridiculous.
You don't want to be able to dab as Marcus Phoenix?
No, I don't. And I don't want to do the fishing finger mode. I don't want to do any of that shit. No. That is... Mm-mm. No, then you want to piss people off to the point where they won't play your shit anymore.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that these last couple of bundles ruined it, because I'd imagine people who consider themselves serious Call of Duty players were furious every time they had to fight Beavis and Butthead or frigging Roger from American Dad. Like, I'm pretty sure they were just like, yeah, man, I don't want nobody to walk in and see me playing this anymore. Feels like I got to answer some weird questions. Like, dude, aren't you 50? What are you doing? Are you playing Fortnite? No, man, this isn't Fortnite. Nah, dude, that's Fortnite.
Duty,
it's got all the
Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, there you
Nah, man, that's Fortnite. That's American Dad, right? I've seen it. That's a cartoon. You playing Fortnite. I guess I am.
Next thing you know, you'll have Archer
And I mean, it's just so bad because I mean, Fortnite already has sort of vibrant color world and all this stuff, but here you have this sort of darker, toned out, world with these bright cartoon characters.
Dude, this is a game. To put it into perspective, what you're trying to say. This is a game that when we saw the Call of Duty 6 trailer before it came out, we were praising its incredibly realistic graphics. The game was edging toward being as realistic as possible, and then Beavis and Butthead.
Does the coach have an emote?
We don't have a lot of topics. Oh, go ahead, Bloodaxe.
Does the coach have an emote that says "Kick me in the Jimmy"?
Possibly.
Because I guarantee you nobody under the age of 40 will get that reference. Nobody.
They have the dude that's basically Hank Hill in there. I mean, you have more than just Beavis and Butthead. They have several characters from the show for those who are hard enough, core enough fans to remember the other characters.
I mean, I used to watch Beavis and Butthead. If I was playing Fortnite, I might play Beavis and Butthead. But not Call of Duty.
I already thought some of the skins got silly, but wow, they said you think hold my beer. I thought Squid Games was bad, but Squid Games is at least dark in tone. But they went, and there are people that are mad about Squid Games. But I wonder how. I would not be surprised if this game is bombing right now. I'll look into it for the next show. I'll give y'all a health update on Call of Duty 6 Black Ops.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know where to go with that. Like, I guess we'll go to Nintendo. I mean, since we're talking F-ups.
Nintendo, wow. I mean, and what's bad is this is so confusing, we can't even figure it out. Because you got, one thing for Canada, one thing for everybody else. So, yeah, hit it with
Joy-Cons are going up. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they will. Canada's paying more. Canada may not be paying more. The Nintendo situation is
getting
just
sued in Brazil.
Now that one I called. That one I called several weeks ago. I knew this was going to happen, and I'm glad it happened sooner rather than later.
I called that one too. It's like there's no way they're not going to get in trouble, man. Bricking systems was not going to be legal everywhere.
Yeah, and I knew there'd be a class action lawsuit for this, and finally we're seeing one, which is great.
And I mean, it'll be interesting to see how well it goes in Brazil. Being, it's I'm not exactly sure how their consumer laws are over there. But I figure if it goes well here, we'll start seeing it in other countries. May start seeing it just with the idea getting planted, but especially if any financial repercussions are made in Brazil, we'll definitely see something around the globe.
I mean, the saga of Nintendo's we can get away with this, and it's going to be fun to follow to see how much they actually get away with before it comes slamming down. But I feel like when you're Nintendo, you shouldn't do this, because let's be real. What does Nintendo really have going for it? They built up a reputation because they were good to their customers, good to their employees. They built up a rep. But that's it. All they had was the rep, dude. And their unique licensed games. But other than that, they were cheaper. The games were lower tech. They weren't competitive. They couldn't even play the modern games. You were way behind in every possible metric that was tech-based and quality-based. So you were always coasting on nostalgia, loyalty, and rep. Yeah. And having some pretty decent exclusive titles. You're now burning the rep to the ground. I've heard Mario Kart World is a trash fire. Lots of controversy over that. It is not making people happy. People are very upset about it. That's bad because that's Mario Kart. That's one of your bread and butters. if they get being judged by the quality of their tech and games versus their rep, they're screwed because they're outclassed. So this is what do they say? It's a really brave strategy they're trying. Let's see how it works
Yeah.
out. But
Well, I mean, and on top of all this, Tom Hardware did an article about apparently they're also restricting the Switch 2's USB-C port. So most of your third-party docks and accessories now won't work because they have proprietary protocols built into their USB-C port to make basically anything that isn't Nintendo branded not work.
yeah, like I said, they're going
That
all
sounds
in
about
on
right.
being as non-customer friendly as they can. They're making these devices more of a headache to deal with, more annoying. And then, like I said, we had a story about a person getting bricked because one of the people in the family changed their username. And apparently Nintendo didn't like the username, bricked the system. Now, you want to block that one username so that it can't be used? That's what you do. Also, how many games have we played where you can't put in an offensive username? The name wasn't meant to be offensive, I really think, because it was apparently a little girl that did it. She probably didn't think what she typed in was offensive. But breaking a system over a username is ridiculous.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, you got to be careful
Just
with
block the username.
when it comes to names. There's been times I've seen things that flew for a long time and nobody said anything. You know, it wasn't considered offensive, and then all of a sudden something changed, you know, in our world codex, and all of a sudden something becomes offensive. And I didn't change my thing in time, you know. I mean,
think that
have
name
a friend
comes
who
a lot of
goes
that.
by he goes by Eddie Ecstasy on everything. Which Eddie Ecstasy, I get the ecstasy part maybe, but he's had that username for decades. And all of a sudden, you know, about 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, he got a notification from an account he's had for years that they were closing his account because his name was offensive.
Well, yeah, but like I said, Nintendo's wildly loose policies, like you say, are like you breaking a system. You need to not make username something that could cause such a massive loss. Because, like they say, it's supposed to be a family system. You buy the Twitch for your family. Well, your kids are dumb. Because basically, I'm not going to repeat the name because I don't know, because the word, I don't know how offensive it is. But when I looked at the name, you remember it probably, Zeno, I was like, yeah, I could see a little girl naming her character that and not thinking about it. Because, you know,
Yeah.
and I'll say it like this. She kind of named her character Twinkle Link, but she shortened Twinkle
Yeah.
a little too much and ended up with
It was
word
what-
missing the last three
say
letters.
It, man. I don't care. It was what?
All right. Well, she
Twink
named
or
her.
something?
She named her profile Twinkling,
Yeah.
and apparently that got the whole system bricked. And I was like, okay,
Twink.
Yes.
Got it right.
Yeah.
Twinkling.
Because it's slang for something else. But I mean,
Well,
it's
no,
also-
it's got other meanings. But the thing
But
is,
if you allow a game on your system to call its own enemies tinks, and so you're going to allow a publisher to publish a game with questionable names, but when a little girl decides,
Borderlands kills me with Tinks every time, dude. Like every time Tinks gets mentioned, like that, to me, it's hard on the tongue. Like I'm like, whoa.
like if I wanted to come up with a new slur for dwarves, I think
Yeah.
that's the proper word, is dwarves. That would be, I'd be like, oh man, wow, that's wow. I like the way it kind of rhymes with that other slur for
Yeah.
Asian people. Like you went in, you wanted it to bring back other races. Like it sounds like the most offensive thing, the new horribly offensive slur. And they did that because they thought calling them midgets was wrong. So they invented a new slur for them. And I was just like, The obliviousness is amazing.
It's wild, isn't it?
I mean, the obliviousness is amazing. Is all I can say. But then again, probably from the same folks that Latinos are still fighting with because they're saying, please stop calling us a certain word. We think it's a slur. And they're like, shut up. We know what's best. And I'm like,
Well, I think that one's
that
gone. I think that one's gone now.
I've still seen it pop up. I
Um,
just like the attitude they had of, shut up. We know what's best. And I'm like, you sounded a little bit like a fine southern gentleman there now, telling them what's good for them, huh? Like, may want to readjust how you handling that there. Telling them folks what's good for them, huh? You're right. They need to sit back and listen to you, let you educate them, because, you civilized.
but for the
That's all I'm
most
saying.
part, that one is gone. There may be still a few stragglers, but I mean, even the people who supported it for a while were like,
I'm going to beat Will's ass. Will know he wrong for that. He killing me. Said, Tink, well, that's not better. My wife, first time she paid bill, too. Hey, you got a smart wife. That is a wise lady. And she's right. That is probably an appropriate reaction to. They're calling them Tinks now. Huh.
yeah, dude. Like I said, it's still like it tinks in my heart a little bit every time.
I think they should have called them Dinks. That's the Dink Dinklage, man. Should call them Dinks.
Oh. So
and then you give them all a little beard, man. Get the look going. Well, you're allowed to mess with him now because he ruined Snow. Well, he did not ruin Snow White. That was someone else. But he definitely kept us from having like live action dwarves in our live action Snow White. Now, probably good for them. I don't know if anybody wanted to work with Zegler anyway, so he might have saved them. You know what? I take that back. He's a hero. He saved them from having to work with her. Work with Zegler.
oh. Anyway, on the good news side,
There is.
Capcom's financials show that embracing Steam has paid off handsomely. It now accounts for a third of all the publisher's revenue.
Which they can use that money to sue people.
I mean, this is good for PC gaming. PC gaming, anytime we see, I mean, if Steam is a third of all the publisher's revenue, now they're also on Epic and some other third-party software on PC as well, but Steam particularly is a third of all the publisher's revenue, which means probably more than a third of the publisher's revenue is coming from PC alone. It's good for PC gaming, man.
That is good. You're right. And I'm just trying to pay attention to chats here. Like, Flynn, I was thinking it, but you said it. Nintendo is wanting to be the Apple of gaming. That's what they're trying to do with the stuff. But anyway, we want to show it, but no, like PC game, but you know what? That still is relevant. I'd like to see PC gaming take the top position because a lot of this doesn't work. Like, one of the best statements, I know you don't like Fratanga because, you got this thing about voices and you think everybody on YouTube sounds annoying because they do. But Zeno can't stand most of the people I watch his voices. But Fratanga made a good point. The best thing about PC...
It's because it's fake, man. They do fake voices. Just use your real voice and have a conversation.
He doesn't show his face. He doesn't show his face. He's trying not to be doxxed by these psychos out there. But my point, though, is he made a good point that I hadn't thought of. You probably already knew this as a PC guy, but I've been wanting to say this to Bloodaxe. Bloodaxe, another reason to come to PC gaming is you own your PC. They can't do what they're doing to your PC. It would actually be illegal. See, the problem is when you're playing on that proprietary equipment, they're putting all these crazy clauses in there where they can brick your Xbox, your PlayStation. Don't think that Xbox and PlayStation can't. It's probably already in the legalese. They're just not crazy enough to do it. Nintendo lost their damn mind. But they can. I'm pretty sure they can. Your PC, though, Well, I don't know about Microsoft. Well, no, because you buy your parts from a lot of different companies. So it's like I said, they can't just destroy your equipment. You
They
own
can't
your
destroy
PC.
your equipment. They would only be able, like Microsoft would be able to kill your Windows license. Steam would be able to kill your Steam license, so you'd lose any of your Steam games. Epic may be able to kill your Epic account, so you'd lose your Epic games. But
Yeah, but those are services. Those aren't your equipment.
yeah.
See, the
But
reason
as far
it's
as your
just
equipment goes, yes, they don't have access to brick your equipment.
Yeah, Nintendo's
legally.
breaking the actual device. And Mike's bringing up that apparently Sony had a DRM rootkit that was bricking PCs. Didn't know it, but I don't know anything about that. That's news to me.
Yeah, I mean,
He's our super techie guy. He's
he's
plus
our
plus.
Linux guy, so
Yeah, he's Linux, so he's pushing Linux. So maybe we just got a Linux commercial slid in there. But for the most part, they're not supposed to be doing that. Like I said, it's not a simple thing. But with Nintendo, technically, what Nintendo's doing, I don't know. Like Flynn said, you're not really in a lot of countries allowed to do what they're doing, but in some countries you are. But with PC, you're just buying the game. You own your own equipment, and I would tell anybody go to PC because you know what? You should. If your PC gets bricked, you could probably sue the hell out of somebody at least. You haven't signed away the right to sue if they decide to destroy your PC. Yet, I don't know. That might be the next clause. Nintendo says we have the right to come into your house, kick your ass.
This has
and
been
burn you
Jarek's
down.
selling point for the last week. Like I've had to hear this from him all week. He's like, even PewDiePie switched to Linux. If PewDiePie can do it, you can do it too. Let me
Who the
look.
hell is
I
PewDiePie?
want
Okay,
to
I know
know
who he
more
is.
on this. Let's see. PewDiePie. I thought PewDiePie had quit.
Oh no, he's getting to Will. He's got Will looking into it. No, and the infection is spreading.
Oh, Linux
You know,
gaming.
like
PewDiePie is enjoying Linux. That was 4 months ago. Let's
also
see.
he says that like PewDiePie did it himself. PewDiePie is rich. Someone did that for PewDiePie.
Oh, I mean, he
I,
did a
I am
video
very
2 months
confident.
ago. I installed Linux. So should you.
No, he did. Nope, he
PewDiePie.
paid someone. He's got money. You don't do your own installations after you get that kind of money.
Let's see. PewDiePie picks a fight against Google, installs Graphene OS to his phone.
Yeah, I don't get it anymore either. Like I don't know anything about Linux. Y'all are losing me. But key point though is that you're right, it's good for PC. And with PC your equipment is for the moment safer than your console is. Because who knows, maybe the opposite will happen and Switch will start a trend and then Xbox and Sony will start burning people's systems down for wrongthink. It's already in the EULA. I mean, it's in the EULAs effectively. The EULA's already got them covered. I mean, how can you put it in EULA? Don't get me started on this rant. I'll just say it short. But how can you put in a EULA, I'm not allowed to sue you if you do something that I should be suing your ass for? How can you put it in a EULA, I no longer have a right to my day in court and justice? That's insane. You're signing away your literal legal rights? That shouldn't even be a thing you can do. Sign this contract and we're allowed to do whatever we want and you can't sue anybody about it. We'll do, just there's no legal rights anymore as a consumer or a human being in this process. That shouldn't even stand. That should not stand. That should immediately get struck out. That any government should go, no, our citizens cannot forfeit their basic rights as consumers because you got them with this EULA. No, we're just not even allowing it. I don't care. You don't want to sell products in America? Don't. We're not going to allow you to say they can't sue you if you do something that's against the law or is obviously a violation of the transaction. I mean, common sense, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, common sense ain't so common. We've had this discussion way too often.
You're not wrong.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's all we got on our topics. Anything you have on the brain?
I'll let Bloodaxe go first since he says he wants to get his 25, 30, and 80 cents in.
Fuck you.
Ever.
The only thing I actually just wanted to bring up is, a tip of the glass to Michael Madsen, one of my favorite actors. He passed away from cardiac arrest at the age of, was it 57, 67? You'll know him from Kill Bill, Reservoir Dogs, but played a tough guy and played him well. So, rest in peace. And hopefully we won't have any more bad news for actors or people that we find entertaining, because there's not a whole lot of them left.
Speaking of entertaining, we have been playing a game that was somewhat entertaining, the Firewatch on Xbox Game Pass, and apparently I wasn't feeling well yesterday, and so I slept through most of the day. And the guys had called me, Q had called me and was like, "Hey, you want to join us on Firewatch?" And I was like, "Nah, man, I ain't feeling it," because I was in bed still. I wasn't feeling well.
I think it's called Fire Break, but
Fire Break. And then all of a sudden, like I talked to Bloodaxe before the show, and he's like, "Y'all done uninstalled the game?"
It's a janky game, man. It's a pretty janky game. Like we were playing it, and I already knew about the flaws in the game, but I thought maybe get the friends on, it'll be better. But Bloodaxe was heartbroken when he got a real touch of how the game plays for real. And you know what?
I got frustrated. I got frustrated. Is what I got.
It's rough around the edges. Now, maybe the second game will be better if it gets a second game. I'm willing to let it go. But the first game needs a coat of paint. A lot. I
mean, it was a simplistic game. It was just fun to run around with your friends more than anything else, I thought.
Yeah. It was fun because he had it all. It was fun that one time. Trust me, it gets less fun real fast. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah,
but
that sounds like that was a bust. So I don't know. What are we gonna play next, man? I mean, are we just gonna have to wait for the Beast or
Grounded?
Yeah, y'all gonna play Grounded. I'll try to get on Grounded again.
Shut up and be our assassin. Get your dual knives out. Assassinate bugs.
It's such
be
a
man.
kiddie game, man.
I mean, at least it doesn't look like Call of Duty 6 and have Beavis and freaking Butthead in it.
That's true.
I don't know. That actually might fit because they are in that 90s vibe style. So Beavis and Butthead might fit into.
They would fit better there, but instead they're in Call of Duty Black Ops.
I gotta check to see if I'm going crazy, man. I keep hearing like a flute in my ear. I don't know if somebody is outside my window playing a flute or what.
Okay.
Tweet Leak has arrived. But I mean, it's a shame that co-op is so hard these days to find a decent game. Because I was actually waiting, because I tried zombies on Call of Duty Black Ops, and I was waiting for them to.
It may be your brother.
I wouldn't be surprised. Take up playing flute. It could be a thing. But what I was saying is that I was looking forward to swinging back around to Call of Duty Black Ops 6, hoping that they would fix the problems with it. It's amazing to come back around and go, oh crap, I got out of there just in time. No, I abandoned a sinking ship before it filled with feces. Before like the toilets backed up. Like, oh man. So it looks like it's going to be Grounded 2 for me and Bloodaxe, and we'll try to drag Xeno in and get his inner child to return. Saturday night cartoon nostalgia. But if not, you'll see us on Dying Like the Beast, man. Rolling with the zombies. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe if it doesn't get canceled before then, who knows?
Shut up.
I mean, apparently they'll cancel games like right after they've done finished them. It's like, oh,
You know what game I'm holding
this
out
game
for?
might be fun. Maybe we should go ahead and cancel it.
You know what game I'm holding out for? Redfall 2, baby.
Yeah.
Redfall 2 from Obsidian. They make the best sequels. We'll get to
there's
second
one game
Redfall from Obsidian.
I'm still waiting on Ghost. It's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming.
Still wait on what now?
Ghost.
It's
Oh man, I'm glad Kitsune's not here. You break his heart. We all know that ain't happening.
it's right up there
You've
with
been waiting on
Half-Life
that
3.
game. Huh?
It says right up
With
there with
Half-Life.
Half-Life 3.
I don't know with Microsoft
They have
buying
Half-Life 3.
with Microsoft buying Blizzard. They need to re-entertain the Ghost game. I mean, because we were so excited for Ghost, and that was 30 years ago, 35 years ago. So it's coming.
I don't think it was quite that long ago, was it?
It was in the 90s.
Dude, they burned
No, it
Perfect
was
Dark.
not
And
in
they're
the
not doing
90s.
Ghost.
Ghost game.
All right, hang on. I gotta
Blizzard.
When was it announced?
Let's see. 2002.
Nah, it was before that.
Oh, it says September 20th, 2002.
That was your
Starship Ghost or whatever it's
That was
called.
during my first marriage, and I wasn't allowed to do much of anything, so I wouldn't have even known about it. But according to Wikipedia, which is known to be wrong, that's what it says.
So, but how long of Half-Life 3?
You technically did get Half-Life 3. You got Half-Life Alex. It's the third game.
Shut up. Let's see, Valve announced episode 3. Okay, that was in 2006. So
The magic
So I've
question
waited a little
is,
bit longer.
will we get Half-Life 3 or Portal 3 first? That's the question.
who knows?
Probably Portal.
Yeah, Portal. We all know.
I mean, Portal's a lot simpler to make a Portal 3 than a Half-Life 3.
I don't
But
think
I
it'll be
mean-
that hard to make Half-Life 3 at this point.
Oh,
What's fun? I don't know if you guys can see this, but in the chat now there's like experience ranking systems, and people are competing for first, second, and third place, which is awesome.
I see it. I see that they're getting in there.
Yeah, which I like the engagement. That's why we do this. We don't do this to make money. We don't do this for any of that stuff. We do it because we enjoy it. So hopefully you guys get some entertainment out of this. But we have more conversation today than we've had in a while.
I want to sell out eventually. You just got to get big enough to sell out.
I'd love to sell out, but no one's offering us the bag of cash.
all right,
That's
guys,
funny.
we're
'Cause
gonna
we all
wrap
know
up
I'm lying.
there.
I'm too hateful to sell out.
Oh,
Maybe we'll play some Borderlands 3 tonight. I'm feeling a takedown coming on,
all right.
You know they got pills for that.
or not.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to Dicejunkies.com where you find links everywhere we are online: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And as every week,
We hope you enjoy.
uh,
COVID.